Hey everyone, and welcome to the Poke ETF channel, where we combine Pokemon and data analytics together to keep track of our precious collection. And in today's video, July 2023 ended, and so today's video we will be going through a complete Full Art Trainer July 2023 price update, going through every single trends of every single era and see what's trending hot and what's decreasing. And so before we begin, just would like you guys to like the video, subscribe to the channel so that you know when a new video comes out, and comment below. Again, I really appreciate all the comments and the feedback. It really goes a long way in improving the content and also improving myself and the channel. And with that, I just want to give a big thank you to you guys. This channel hit a 200th subscriber milestone on July 25th, 2023. Again, this channel would not exist without you guys. I am doing it just for my own passion. I really like data and I really like Pokemon, and I just hope that I continue to provide good content to you guys and continue to support the channel. I really appreciate it. And again, just reach out, comment, and I will be sure to hopefully provide good content and expand the channel beyond just full art trainers. And so with that, let's go through a price update of a full art trainer collection price. You can see it continued to grow even in July 2023. In July 2023, it was around $7,300, and now it's stopped to around $7,600. So that's like a $300 increase. So in order for you to have a complete full art trainer collection, you would need to spend around $7,600 if you were to buy a single copy, a single English copy of every single full art trainer on TCG Player. Then let's break it down by era. You can see there are 5 era of full art trainers. The first one is the black and white and blue, XY in orange, sun and moon in red, sword and shield in greenish, and scarlet and violet in dark green. And of course, sun and moon is the most expensive set in terms of full art trainers. That's the big bulk of the price. And just going by each era, right now we're looking at the black and white. It started around $800 around the end of April, and now it's hovering around below $900. And so a slow increase, and it does make sense. One is because there's only 8 full art trainers in this era. Then the next era is the XY era, and this been seeing a little bit movement from the end of April to now to the end of July. It started around $550 and now $730. Then looking at the sun and moon, at the end of April, a full art trainer collection of a sun and moon set era, it would cost you around $3,100, and now it's around $4,300 at the end of July. And so that's pretty much a 33% increase. And this is to no surprise if you've been following the trends. We all know that the sun and moon is ballooning and really trending hot right now. And so we'll see if this is a bubble or just because it's a supply and demand. And then looking at the sword and shield, and just forgive me about the label, but this is the sword and shield, and you can see it's pretty much stayed flat. It's going down, and then during June it went up. And I said from the last video that I was surprised it went up because, again, sword and shield was printed to bazillion copies. I think there's a graph showing that Pokemon Company printed a lot of cards from Sword and Shield, and so there's a lot of copies out there. And so I still think it's still too early. I mean, if you still want to collect Sword and Shield full art trainers, go ahead. If you find a good deal, go ahead and buy it. But again, I don't think there's big potential in the Sword and Shield era yet. And so you're not late to the party. Continue to be patient and just find good deals around the Sword and Shield full art trainers. Then looking at the Scarlet and Violet, and again, forgive me about the title, but this is the Scarlet and Violet. You can see it went down, and that is not a surprise because Scarlet and Violet is not a good, it's not a desirable set in terms of overall. In terms of full art trainers, in terms of just a set, I think there's a lot of backlash in terms of like the Terra cards and the hat Pokemon. And also it's still new, and so it's not a surprise that the prices of these Scarlet and Violet cards are going down, and I still think it's too early given the fact of our current macro environment and also being a very recent era. And so then let's go through each era. The first one is the black and white, and again there's 8 full art trainers, and we're looking at the top increase, which is only Iris from Plasma Blast. Iris number 101 experienced a 17.7% increase. It was a $103 card, now a $121 card. And again, this card is very beautiful. Look at the background, like very rainbow, very into your face. And Iris is also a cool character in the Pokemon anime. And so this card is a good card. If I were to buy this compared to Iono from Scarlet and Violet, dude, I would buy this. Seriously, like Iono, $100 card compared to this card, $100, I would buy this. But again, I'm just advising for you guys who are thinking about collecting forward trainers, start with the old ones because the old ones are very hard to get. And Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, they're going to be everywhere. There'll be plenty of copies everywhere. And so looking at the graph, you can see it stayed flat, and again, older cards usually show this because there's not that many copies in TCG Player, and so buying one copy on TCG Player might balloon the price, and this is a good example. And looking at the top 10 most expensive cards in the XY era, we can see Hex Maniac is the most expensive card in the XY era in terms of full art trainers. It was a $68.69 card, now a $78.54 card, a 14.3% increase. And looking at the graph, you can see it's slowly going up. And again, this is a really cool trainer. Again, the background, the art, and also the uniqueness. And also, this is a promo card. It's not that easy to get a card like this, especially a promo card, especially in an era that wasn't printed to crazy amount of copies. And so again, this card is a good card to collect and to buy. And then we're looking at Winona because it's the most percent increase. It was a $25.80 card and now a $34.25 card, a 32.8% increase. And looking at the graph, it really increased in price. And I don't know if it's because I said that last video. I said that this can easily be a $35, $45 card when it was around a $25 card. But again, I still think this is a beautiful card. Hexmaniac, Iris, this card, all these cards are beautiful. I love forward trainers. This card is a good card to collect, and again, just don't FOMO, just be smart with your money, and hopefully to find the good deals and to not spend over what you should be in terms of Pokemon cards. Then looking at the XY decreases, there's only 4 cards out of all the XY4 trainers that experience a decrease. That's Wally, Professor Sycamore, Blacksmith, and Pokemon Fan Club. Then looking at the Sun and Moon era, the top $10 by top 10 amount, and I'm just showing that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 full art trainers in the Sun and Moon era that are triple digit. That is pretty crazy. And again, Sun and Moon era full art trainers is a very expensive era to collect full art trainers, but again, there's I feel like these are not a bubble because it's very desirable. And even if it does pop, I really think there's a lot of people out there that will buy the dip. And so even if like Erica's hospitality, right? It's $130 card right now. If it dropped to $100, dude, I'm sure a lot of people will scoop that up to hold the price. And so a lot of these cards are expensive, but also desirable. And so speaking of LILLIE, yeah, LILLIE number 151, it's a $423 card in the beginning of July, now a $439 card, just a mere 4% increase. But again, it's just slowly increasing. The most expensive card is becoming more expensive, continuing to price people out and preventing people from collecting a full art trainer collection. And looking at the graph, again, as I said, just slowly going up. Then we're sorting by a big percent increase in the Sun and Moon, and we have Lady number SV86 from the Hidden Fates special set. It was a $20 card, now a $32 card, experiencing a 60.8% increase. And looking at the graph, very typical compared to the other full art trainer. You can see it stayed flat a little bit, but in July 2023, it went up a lot, from $18-ish to $32. And speaking of Lady, there's another Lady, but that's in the Sword and Shield Era Lost Origin set. And so there's multiple versions of this card, and that card experienced a 21% increase. Then going into the Sword and Shield Era, sorted by dollar amount, the top 10 most expensive card, we see Marnie. It was a $74.55 card, now a $75.96 card, just a 2% increase. And I really think this is pretty much the height of the price for this card for now, because as I said, Sword and Shield, there's a lot of copies out there. And I mean, who knows? Maybe Marnie will break the $100 mark, but I think this is showing that the price is going down. You can see it hit around $82, $83 and now slowly going down. And it's because people are probably selling their copies. They are probably profiting, or profiting from buying Marnie around $45, $50, and they want that $20 profit. And again, I don't blame them. This card may continue to go down around $65, maybe. But if it continues to go up, well, then good for those who already have it and bad for those who don't. Sonia, again, as I said from the last video, this card experienced a very big increase in June 2023. It was a $25 card, now hit around $50. Now in July 2023, you can see it was a $50 card, now went down to $40. That's an 18% decrease. And looking at the graph, you can see, yeah, it was a $55 card, now a $40 card. And I said, this is the bubble. Again, Sonia is a great card. Again, collect this card if you like this card. And again, as I said, this card can easily be a $35, $40 card. A $55 card for this is a little artificial, because I remember I was able to buy this card easily for $20, $25, and I really feel there's a lot of copies out there, and so people probably sold their copies, and that is why you see a big decrease in July 2023. And so looking at the top percent increase in the Sword and Shield era, we see Oleana, number 191. It was a $10 card, now a $19 card, a 75% increase. And again, this is going through what Sonia is going through. It was really a $7 card. I remember buying this card very easily for $5. And to see that this card is now a $19, $18 card, I really think this card will probably fall around $14, $12 in the coming month, because again, this is from the Sword and Shield era. There's a lot of copies out there. And so speaking of decreasing cards, you can see a lot of cards in the Sword and Shield era for our trainers are going through double-digit % decreases. And again, it's still a recent era, and it's an era where the Pokemon Company printed a lot of copies, a lot of packs, a lot of booster boxes, a lot of products. Sword and Shield was pretty much the top one printed era out of all the era, and so there's a lot of copies out there. Then going into the Scarlet and Violet era, just organizing by the most expensive card. Of course, we have our Miriam, number 251. Again, a beautiful card, but I remember when this card came out, it was a $150 card pre-release, then 100, then 75, then slowly going into the 50. And I said this card can easily go down to around $45, $40. And so I would not be surprised if it settle around $45. And if it's around $45, then I really think that's a really good entry point for a card like this. A chase card, a beautiful full art trainer, a very unique full art trainer art. And so looking at the graph, yeah, it's slowly trending down and it's pretty much finding its settlement price point. Again, I say $45 is pretty much, I think, a good entry point for this card. Then going into the Paldea Evolve set, the most recent Pokemon set, we have our Iono number 269, a $135 card, now a $106 card, 21% decrease. And again, I remember from the last video I said it was pretty much hovering around $125 surprisingly, but now it's showing a big decrease, a 21% decrease. And the reason why this card is holding strong is probably because this card is a playable card in the competitive scene in the Pokemon card game. I don't know if you know, but in the competitive scene, people need multiple copies of the good card. And Iono number 269, or not even specifically 269, but Iono in general is a playable card. And those who want to really, really splurge on their deck probably need multiple copies of this card. And so it's pretty much holding well. But again, because it's a recent set, I really think this can go down to around $90, $80. So again, don't FOMO. This is still in print, especially Paldea Evolved. There's a lot of products out there of Paldea Evolved. Whenever I go to Target or Walmart, I always see Paldea Evolved and Scarlet Violet base set. No one is really buying these products because people are just not into Scarlet and Violet compared to Sword and Shield. And so looking at the graph, again, July 2023, it hit $100, slowly went back up to 106, but again, as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes back down to $100. Then looking at the full art trainer's most expensive card in July 2023, again, we still have our LILLIE number 151 from Ultra Prism, a $439 card. And you can see all the most expensive cards are all green, which just shows that the most expensive cards are continuing to be more expensive. And the red ones, Colress, LILLIE, Iono, and Professor Juniper. Again, each of those, not surprisingly, Iono, again, is a recent card. LILLIE base set, that exploded too much. It was a $40 card, now $100, so maybe people are selling their copies. In Colress, again, that's a good card to pick up, I would say, in Professor Juniper. And so looking at by era in July 2023, Scarlet and Violet in total decrease around 15%. Sword and Shield decrease around 1%. I said last video, Sword and Shield in June 2023 was the first time Sword and Shield went up, but July 2023, we can see that July Sword and Shield went down around 1%. And Sun and Moon continue to climb, X and Y continue to climb, and Black and White continue to be staying flat. And then looking at by gender, female full art trainers experience a 5% increase, male full art trainers experience around a 2% increase, and then the rest. And so then updates. I think everyone's getting ready for Obsidian Flames. I think everyone's already getting into Obsidian Flames. Whenever I go into like Facebook, Reddit, or whatever, I can see people are opening Obsidian Flames set and selling the cards. And then we have our Scarlet and Violet special set, 151 special set, coming out September 22, 2023. Again, two great sets, but I know a lot of people are not really into Obsidian Flames and are waiting for the Scarlet and Violet 151. And again, if you're a full art trainer collector, these two sets are great. And I can't wait to buy, open some packs. But again, if you are to complete a full art trainer collection and you want to use your money wisely, again, don't buy the singles immediately. I guarantee you these cards will go down pre-release from into 3 or 6 months later. Especially Scarlet and Violet 151. I know a lot of people are trying to get into the Erica's invitation card, but again, don't FOMO into that card. That card can easily go down. If looking at Crown Zenith as an example, I remember Crown Zenith was a crazy set. People were all over it. But looking at the prices of Crown Zenith, it all went down. All the chase card went down 100%, 50%, 70%. And so it can be the same for Scarlet and Violet 151, especially the Ultra Premium Collection. I know a lot of people are trying to get that, but it can easily be another Charizard Ultra Premium Collection where people pre-ordered $150 a box, but now you can easily scoop up a Charizard Ultra Premium Collection for $90. Same for the Scarlet and Violet 151 Ultra Premium Collection. So again, long story short, do not FOMO. The Pokemon Company is really catering to the mass. They want everyone to have a copy. They don't like scalpers. They don't like people hoarding. They will print a lot of copies. And so if you're collecting, then just wait. Be patient. And so with that, I hope you liked this video, this full July 2023 Full Art Trainer Collection price update, and subscribe to the channel so that you know when a new video comes out, and comment below on what you think about today's video. With that, thank you, and go forth and collect them all.